6-inch action figures, 1/12 scale. It's kind of the hot rage these days. Most people are really into the 1/12 scale 6-inch stuff. Me personally, I'm not very deep into it. I have quite a few Marvel Legends and a fair collection of Black Series, mostly Imperial and Clone Trooper stuff. I got rid of most of the others. But I don't collect it like I do, say, Gundam or Transformers. I don't have every single Marvel Legend. I kind of just cherry pick what I like when it comes to 6-inch action figures. And this is my top 10. It was actually not too awfully difficult to make this list, but I'm pretty sure this list is subject to change eventually. What you're looking at here is not number 10, it is actually the honorable mention, and that is the Bandai Legacy Collection White Ranger. And I may be thinking, oh, the Lightning White Ranger from Hasbro's way better. See, the thing is, here, let's talk about why I like Power Rangers. I like the nice glossy helmets. And Bandai nailed it. Bandai is all nice and shiny with the paint in the helmet. I like them being muscular because I grew up with the toys, not the cartoon. So thus, I prefer the Bandai stuff because they're nice and muscular. And I just like this. Now, granted, I haven't bought or I haven't handled any of the Lightning Collection stuff, but I really like the Legacy stuff. I don't feel like people should just brush this off as being crap because it's different. It's not worse, it's different than Hasbro stuff. And I like it. I like Legacy stuff more than the Lightning. But we'll see once I end up getting a Lightning thing. They just haven't made anything that's really appealed to me. I haven't gotten the Lightning White because I like the Legacy White way too much. So, yeah, there's the honorable mention. I just wanted to show him off because I just wanted to shout out, hey, I love that Legacy stuff. I actually have quite a few. I have all the Ninja Storm team. I have all the Dino Thunder team. I have a few MMPR, and I have a couple others. But yeah, let's just get onto the list. Number 10, I'm going to make a DC figure. Crazy, right? Let alone a DC Collectibles figure. That is a DC Icons Nightwing. Nightwing's my favorite DC superhero. I love him so much. And Icons, in my opinion, just nailed the Nightwing. They just nailed the look of Nightwing. They nailed him. It's amazing. I really do enjoy this figure. I love how you can shift the leg down and you can move it. One thing I don't like is if you've waited a while to move the joints, it's almost like they get paint stuck all over again and they pop. And then you move them and then they're fine and then they end up popping again after you haven't moved them in a little bit. See? They just pop every time. And I don't know, is he going to break? I don't want him to break. I like him. He's my number 10. Yeah, good old Dick Grayson. I love him. He is my number 10. Anyways, what should be next? What should be next? I am thinking it is... Oh, man, I love all this stuff. I am thinking it is going to be... you. Only because he was one of the last ones I thought of. Now, granted, most NECA stuff is 7-inch scale, but their cartoon stuff is 6-inch. Like, this is a 6-inch figure. Look at it next to Nightwing. It is a 6-inch figure. If anything, you know, the Legacy stuff is a little kind of skirting on the line, but this is a 6-inch, you know, classic shredder, and I love it. I don't have the Foot Soldier. I really wish I did. I'm waiting for those 2-packs that were, I think they said they were going to do that, like just a Foot Soldier 2-pack. But yeah, I love this shredder. Oh, it's so great. Definitely my number 9. I love him so much. I love his fabric. I love his sculpt. I love how he has soft spikes, so I'm not worried about breaking them, so I can just handle this figure and love him. He feels very nice. He doesn't feel like a fragile NECA figure. He is definitely one of my favorites. Certainly, if you watched my favorite NECA video, he's on that list for a very good reason. Next up, oh man, this is so tough. This is tough, man. Next up, I think... Oh, man, I can't believe I'm putting him this low. I think next up, it's going to go to Storm Collectibles Goro. I love this figure. I really do. It was my favorite action figure of last year. But I just don't like it as much as any of the others, honestly, on this list. When it comes to me wanting to pick up and mess with an action figure, Goro is not one I think of. Even though I do love this thing, and he's very fun to play around with. Definitely well worth the money, in my opinion, as a massive Goro fan. I just love his character design, and oh man, I just like claymation in general, so a claymated character in a video game was certainly one of my favorites. So he's going to be number 8. I love him, man. I love him, and the ankles don't really bug me at all. I think they're fine. Number 7. Ooh, this is going to be hard. Man, this list is going to be hard to make. Number 7, I think, is going to go to the 6-inch Black Series Darth Vader, the A New Hope version. Listen, I don't really do Black Series anymore, but if there's one figure I could never get rid of, it is this Darth Vader. This is the best Darth Vader Hasbro's ever produced. I believe this is the best 6-inch Darth Vader on the market. Definitely the best helmet sculpt. This is 1000% how Darth Vader looked. I don't think there's any issue with this sculpt whatsoever. I just think it's perfect. I think the paint is perfect, how they got the varying shades on the helmet. I think the texture is perfect. I think the sheen is great. I love the fabric cape. It just works and drapes so nicely. This is the be-all end-all Vader for me. I love it. I wish we would get it downscaled in Vintage Collection, but we already have a lot of good 3 1/4-inch Vaders, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, man, this, ooh, man, I love it. This is number, what, 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 7. Oh, man, I love it so much. Ooh, what a good one. Next up, number 6. I think number 6 is going to go to the Mythic Legion's Templar. I absolutely love this guy, right? He is such a fun action figure. Probably the most fun figure to mess around with on this list besides number 1. He's just so fun to pose. He's so fluid in his motion. Check out my review on him if you really want to see more in depth. He's just number 6 because I love all the other ones just a little bit more than him. But I still love this figure, don't get me wrong. So yeah, there is the Mythic Legion's Templar, I can't even talk, Templar at number 6. Number 5, I think number 5 has got to go to McFarlane Spider-Man. I know what people are going to say. Those dumb circle hips, though. They look so bad. He's an action figure, man. And let me like what I like, please. I'm sorry. Let me like what I like. And this is my favorite kind of look of Spider-Man. I like him looking grittier. I like him looking dirtier. I like him looking lankier. And this is my favorite shape of his eyes, of course, too. I love that kind of shape. I don't like the rounded eyes of like the Pizza Spider-Man and a lot of more modern Spideys. This is my Spidey. And I got him for a really good price. And let's just say, he's not on the list because he's rare. He's on the list because I love him. I love Spider-Man. This is my go-to Spider-Man, without a doubt. Even though I always try to be careful not to break him. He poses so great. Look at those butterflies, man. And even though I know a lot of people, it's so funny, a lot of people have turned anti-Toy Biz in recent years. Which I don't like, because I feel like people still need to appreciate where Toy Biz came from with all the sculpts and the paint and everything, because Toy Biz did amazing stuff. But yeah, I love this thing. If that is the only thing that bothers you, I mean, it's pretty easy to look past given how much range it gives him. Because you can get him in pretty much any Spidey pose you really want. You can get him kind of doing the 4-point. He is so posable. This is amazing, man. And yeah, I know there's that new Mafex one that came out too. That thing's like $100. It's a nice alternative if you don't want to pay $100 for this, but I paid like $6.50 for this. So you get what you pay for on a lot of those import figures. So that is my number 5, McFarlane Spidey. Ooh, I love him. Next up, I think next up is going to be, it's going to be another Marvel figure, and it's going to be my favorite 6-inch Iron Man, the Mafex Iron Man Mark 45. Not a perfect figure, but that doesn't matter. I still love it. The reason it's not perfect is because he's a little loose in some joints. You can see that neck is a little loose. This lower knee is a little loose. This bicep swivel is a little loose. Actually, this bicep swivel is very loose. This is probably the worst joint on him. I don't know what's going on with that bicep swivel. But still, I still love this figure. He looks like a mini Hot Toy. He is by far one of my favorite Iron Man figures. I also want to give a shout out to the Comic Cave Igor. He probably would have been number 11 on this list, but I just didn't feel like getting him off the shelf. And also, this list is only 10. But man, look at this thing. It is this is before Mafex really got good with their QC, so he is going to have some loosey-goosey joints. He is. But besides that, this looks exactly like the 45. The 45 is one of my favorite armors. The coloring is so perfect. That candy red is just on point. He's got the effects. He's got one of the best Tony Stark faces I've ever seen. He is just remarkable. Definitely well deserving on my number 4 spot. Even though there are other figures I definitely like more than him. And there's 3 more, actually. He's got his thrusters on. There we go. Let's get your head looking decent. There we go. Number 3 goes to the 6-inch Black Series Sand Trooper, specifically the Black Pauldron version. When I originally got this mold back in 2013, I was blown away. And to this day, I am still just absolutely smitten with this figure. It's so fun. This helmet, look at this helmet. The Stormtrooper helmet is not this good. The Sand Trooper helmet is perfect. And one thing I love about my Black Pauldron version, look at how the brow was slightly raised. Some of the Stormtroopers in the movie actually looked like that, and this is just a paint error on my copy. I love him so much because of that. I love the paint. He's just so fun to play with. This is definitely one of my favorite 6-inch figures. I will never get rid of this thing. I was thinking about putting my custom Stormtrooper Commander 6-inch Black Series on this list, but I didn't feel like that was fair, so I decided not to. So he is my number 3, easy. If you know me, my number 2, my number 1 are not going to be hard to guess. Number 2 goes to Mythic Legion's Pyxis, because he is my action figure. He speaks to me on a spiritual level. He is a Spartan blue skeleton knight guy, and because of that, I love him so much. He's a really fun figure. Granted, not as fun to pose around as the Templar, but still very fun. I love the details. I love the look of him. I've kind of decided to keep him in this default position, holding the sword, holding his helmet, and having the skull. Even though I do love the helmet. That helmet is so great. Mythic Legions in 4 Horsemen does amazing stuff. I only have these 2 on the list. I only have those 2, and honestly, if I had more, I don't think any more would make it into this top 10. This thing is just, I love it. So that is the number 2 spot. And the number 1 spot, if you know me, I think this was my favorite action figure of 2017, I believe. Could have been 2016, but I think it was 2017. He has been my favorite 6-inch action figure for quite a while, and he still reigns supreme. It is Storm Collectible Sub-Zero. This is my favorite action figure when it comes to being a 6-inch figure. He poses like a dream. He is my favorite MK character. Oh, Pyxis, why? Oh, Goro, don't. Oh my, okay. I'm trying to end the video here, guys. Can we not? Can we just please not? Okay, okay. Let's just talk about this. So, this is amazing. I love it so much. I love how it moves. There goes Goro. Very nice. Appreciated. This thing is just so great. This is the definition of hand candy to me, man. Nothing's gonna beat this. If Pyxis didn't beat this, I don't think anything's gonna beat this. Oh man, ooh. It's just so cool. I like that McFarlane Sub-Zero they're going to come out with for MK11. Of course, this is the MK12 Sub-Zero. This is a classic. So, classic spelled with a K, by the way. So, yeah, man. Ooh. I don't think I've reviewed this guy. Let me know if you want me to review him. I know he's pretty old, but I might do a review because, hey, I love Sub-Zero and I love this action figure for very obvious reasons. So, yeah. There he is. There's my number 1. Let's just knock everybody else over. Let's just keep going with this because Sub-Zero's the king. Let's just go with this. Oh, he stands. That's awesome. There we go. Thank you, Goro and Pyxis, for falling over to make this final shot. There is my king. Here, let's get the Power Ranger in there too. There is my king of 6-inch action figures. The Mortal Kombat Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero. Oh, I love them. Ooh. And I love all these figures. I really do. They are by far my favorite 6-inch figures. Typically, I prefer 6-inch action figures as playing with individually over 3 3/4 inch. However, 3 3/4 inch, I love the world building and I love the dioramas and the vehicles and things. Gundam figures, they're kind of their own thing, and Transformers, they're 3 toys in 1. You know, a lot of things have different things going on for them when I collect them. But 6-inch figures, they're just purely reliant on being fun and posable and nice looking. That is pretty much, in my opinion, purely what you're trying to get at. And he's the king, but all of these guys succeed in that, in my opinion. Every single one. So let me know what you guys think of your top 10 favorite list of 6-inch figures. Let me know which ones you think suck on my list, because I'm not allowed to like anything. I'm just messing with you. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you in the next video, and I'm looking forward to seeing what your guys' opinions are.